Hello, in this video tutorial I will be demonstrating how a traveler or someone preparing on a traveler's behalf should fill out the new online travel authorization and advance form and route it for approval. If you're not familiar with this form, the travel authorization form is used to obtain approval to ensure the travel is for legitimate state business and is properly funded. In addition, this form can be used to request a travel advance. This form must be completed in advance of travel. Before we begin to use the form, here are a couple things you'll need. First, to complete this form, you need to know your division or department's travel approval requirements, so you know who needs to approve the travel. If you're not familiar, speak to your supervisor. Second, before filling out the form, you should also have identified the anticipated costs associated with the travel. With that out of the way, let's begin. When you first log into the travel form, it should be blank, as demonstrated here. The traveler, or someone preparing it on the traveler's behalf, should input the information related to the traveler. This includes traveler name, email address, and purpose of travel. The purpose is particularly important so that the traveler supervisor can confirm that travel is for legitimate state business. If there's more than one person going on the trip, each person should complete a separate travel authorization. After inputting the traveler's information, you should input the number of destinations. If the traveler is doing a day trip, the location of the event will be your destination. If the trip is for more than one day, each separate overnight location is considered a separate destination. For example, if the traveler is staying in the same hotel for multiple nights, but traveling to a different location each day, that would be considered one destination because it's one hotel in the same location. But if the traveler is staying in a different location each night, then each night is considered a separate destination. This is important for determining appropriate per diem reimbursement rates. After inputting the number of locations, enter the destination information. If the travel is in the United States, be sure to enter the state and the county of travel. If multiple destinations are selected, be sure to enter it in for each one. The next section allows you to enter departure and return points. Please note these are defaulted to Plattsburgh. However, if the traveler is leaving or returning to a different location, you need to update them. Please enter all information and bear in mind that your departure and arrival times can impact eligibility for extra meals. In the trip information section, you need to indicate if SUNY Plattsburgh students are participating in this travel. You should also indicate if there's a registration fee. If there is, the form will dynamically change and ask you to input the cost and how it's going to be paid. From here, we move into the mode of transportation section. Identify all forms of transportation that are going to be used on this trip. If you select rental car or personal vehicle, you'll notice that a calculator will appear. This calculator is designed to help you compare cost and find the way that is the most economical for the institution. Once you've calculated the cost and you've selected the most economical route, put that into the form below so you can capture the costs associated with it. From here, you need to input an estimate of the meals and lodging expenses. Under New York State Office of State Controller rules, there are two methods governing employee meals and lodging when employees staying overnight. Method 1 is used when the traveler is staying with friends, families, or other non-hotel based. This is a flat rate for all expenses and no receipts are required. Method 2 is for receipted lodging. Under this method, lodging may be obtained up to the maximum GSA per diem flat rate. Original receipts are required for lodging, but the receipts are not required for the meals unless you use a travel card to pay for them. If you're staying at a location that's above the maximum GSA per diem, you will need to submit a justification as an additional document below. And down below that, you can calculate meals only or day trips that you might be entitled to, and you can input that in. If there are any other additional expenses that are projected to be incurred, such as parking fees, ferry tickets, or tolls, a description and a total should be inputted. If you've entered all the information in, the form will calculate the total cost of your trip. Be sure that this looks accurate to you. If you are voluntarily requesting less than the total cost of the trip because you're not seeking reimbursement, you can indicate the amount that you are requesting. This is optional. Finally, if you know the account number or numbers that will be used to pay for the travel, add them here in this section. The form also allows you to request a travel advance. If you're seeking in advance, be sure to put the amount into this field. In addition, the form allows you to upload supporting documentation. This can include an agenda for a conference the traveler is attending, quotes for air travel, or justification for going over the maximum lodging per diem. You can upload them by clicking this button and following the instructions. The last step of this process is certifying that the information that you provided is accurate and routing it to the next individual who needs to review. First, you should enter your role, whether you are completing this as a traveler or you are completing it as somebody else on their behalf. Click the certification. So again, we put what your role is. Preparer or traveler, click the certification, and then any notes that you might have, and to send it to the next approval. A quick note on approvals. If you are preparing for a traveler, then it should first be routed to the traveler for review. From there, it should be routed to the traveler's supervisor and other account owners and individuals as dictated by division or departmental rules. At a minimum, all travel authorizations should be approved by the traveler's supervisor, and the account owner paying for the travel if different. Finally, the completed form should be routed to accounts payable as the final recipient of the document. Once you've indicated the next person, click the button to send it to approval. You should receive a confirmation on the form and an email confirming that it has been moved on. If you have any question about the status, you can call accounts payable to check on the form. That's it. I hope you found this video tutorial helpful. If you have any comments or suggestions, please do not hesitate to contact accounts payable.